All right, and welcome back, folks. This is That is an Ass, and That is a Hole in the Ground segment. And we are going to include some cosmology also, but there's all kinds of stuff that we're going to have to blast through, so let's do it. All kinds of mysteries getting solved and new mysteries getting created as we solve the mystery of what happened between Bernie and Liz Warren and Tom Steyer, for instance. All right, let's read what happened on the hot mic. What apparently happened was, after failing to shake hands, Warren said, "I think you called me a liar on national TV." And Sanders said, "What?" And then Warren said, "I think you called me a liar on national TV." Warren repeated, and Sanders replied, "You know, let's not do it right now. If you want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion." Warren said, "Anytime. And I'm going to get me a beer." And Sanders said, "You called me a liar. You told me, all right, let's not do it right now." Meanwhile, Tom Steyer stood in the back like a doting fanboy to try to say hi to Bernie. I kid you not, folks. Check it out. I'm not kidding. Why was Tom Steyer standing there so awkwardly? Democratic candidate billionaire Tom Steyer, who was standing behind the two, said, "I don't want to get in the middle. I just want to say hi to Bernie." Oh my goodness. What a cringeworthy... Oh, jeez. Who thinks Bernie's going to be mummified Lenin style if he ever croaks? Are you aware that Microsoft is dropping a new browser today called Chromium Base? If you're wondering what day it is, it's Thursday, 16 January 2020. Anyway, Microsoft dropping the new browser just 2 days after Windows 7 went out of service. That's right, no more updates. So if a security breach now happens with Windows 7, you are on your own, folks. Anyway, a new browser to test out. It is based on the Chrome browser open source framework, just like Brave. So in any case, perhaps check out the new Microsoft browser if you like Microsoft. I don't know if you like Microsoft or not. I don't really care. But the new browser is an important feature on the internet, as it will present all kinds of different new solutions and problems, right? It'll be available for Windows, for Mac OS, and it's included automatically with Windows 10. If you've upgraded to that, we're not going to get super into it. And just a little side note here, I just wanted to cite the fact, folks, that it's 2020, and we would appreciate it if you started writing your dates in 4 digits, as if you write the truncated date of 20, your date can be forged to include any date in the 2000s. It could be anywhere from 2000 to 2019 to 2020. So, as a retired insurance agent, I typically always use 4-digit date codes anyway. So, I always write dates that way, but a lot of people don't. I see it all over the place. As in my science job, we're forced to write legal documents on a daily basis. Applied science, it's hard, but it's not too hard to write 4 digits instead of 2, folks. Write 2020, not 20. Did you watch our latest cosmology segment? It's been pretty epic. Perhaps check it out. We've got hundreds and hundreds of videos about space and the weather therein. By the way, space isn't empty, folks. It's all full of light, not darkness and dark matter and black holes. Let's talk about strange objects found at the galactic center. Are you familiar with G-objects? Yeah, G-objects, right? You never heard of G-objects? No, we're not talking about Dr. Dre, folks. We're talking about strange objects orbiting Sagittarius A star. What are they? Well, G-objects are not epic hip-hop producers and rappers like Dr. Dre. Not at all. G-objects are crazy blobs of gas, probably plasma clouds which contain stars that are orbiting Sagittarius A star and flattening out like a pancake at their perihelion-aphelion proportionalities there. And so the objects look like gas but behave like stars. It's pretty interesting, and guess what? It's yet another thing not explained by a gravitational accretion cosmology. So anyway, check out this article. You'll see it all over the science news today, especially if you read astronomy articles. We've left links below the video, as we typically do around this time, so click those. If you haven't yet gone to smAsho.org, we don't have anything about G-objects there yet, so why not put up a post? Are you aware of phosphorus monoxide? Are you aware of yeah, we're not editing it. No editing. Are you aware of phosphorus monoxide? Yes. Phosphorus monoxide. It's all over space. And this article here from the ESO is going to tell you all about it if you read it, as phosphorus is super important in life. So it's associated with DNA and cell membranes. And it's out there floating around in space. It gets distributed in various ways. And while we're starting to get more insight into where these heavy elements come from, which is at least on the surface and atmospheres of stars, we see no evidence that these heavy elements come from the interiors of stars at their cores. That does not seem to be the way things work at all, as we see heavy elements being created in the atmospheres. So in any case, check out this article, yet another article about how come those chemicals are where they are in space, and how did they get to Earth? Did they come out of a supernoval explosion, or is that a lack of tools in the toolbox? And an indication that we don't understand the way stars work. Were you aware that it takes two? Were you aware that it takes two stars to make a gamma ray burst? Well, we covered it in yesterday's cosmology segments, and I think even on Tuesdays, but in any case, it seems to be that only binary systems create crazy X-ray, gamma ray burst type explosions. So, gamma ray burst type explosions, not X-ray. I correct myself. Cheers. Anyway, it turns out that it takes two, a binary system, in order to create these kind of ginormous explosions in space. And there is a lot of research about it from the University of Warwick. Shout out to the University of Warwick for measuring thousands of systems and realizing that it takes two to make a gamma ray burst. By the way, that's an artist's rendition, not a physical image, depicting the relativistic jet coming out of the poloidal field. The poloidal field of a thing like a blazar. We've had some activity on smAsho.com/forum regarding the possible interactions between things like Schumann resonances and asteroids and fireballs and comets and the ionosphere and the magnetosphere and so on. Here's another article about it, and this is totally unvetted. So if you're able to tie together some sort of phenomenon with near-Earth objects, by all means, head to smAsho.com/forum. Tell us all about it. We'll be very interested. By the way, if you want to see a great resource for near-Earth objects, check out spaceweather.com. Here's one of the examples. I'll just animate this for you for a minute. And there you see the object 2019 YD3, which is expected to make a close pass today. I don't know the timing, as I don't really follow this stuff. However, if you do, and you can convince me of something that I don't currently believe, feel free. There is an ongoing conversation about it at smAshomash.com/forum. So anyway, check out spaceweather.com. There's lots of good information there. In addition to spaceweathernews.com and so many other sites, let's talk about our mission and the way to spend your dollars efficiently. It's to help to fund us as we assist, study, and report the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, raise the awareness of the general public between space weather and Earth effects, connect and consult with media organizations and multiply our reach, demonstrate cutting-edge proof of concepts to solutions, publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner. It's coming. Things like polarization. Shh. To assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomena, and to adapt no matter what the adversity is, and lastly, to not be ossified in our beliefs. As if you're doing real science, you're probably creating more questions than you are answering them. So have fun with that, and don't be ossified in your beliefs. As if your theories are unable to change, you're not doing science. Let's talk about a bad way to spend your money. It's on taxes. Oh yes, that's right. Were you aware that campusreform.org is reporting that taxpayers are paying for foreigners to go to college for free in the U.S., spending over $15 million a year to do everything from house to transport to yada, 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 immigrants, and give them free college? I mean, are you aware of what the current college debt statistics are like? Perhaps check out Debt Clock. But it'll give you all the breakdowns there if you're not familiar with the U.S. government's use of money, as it's, let's just say, a tad wasteful. Anyway, we've linked that article below the video as well. Let's talk about Stephen King getting knee-deep into the social media, social justice nonsense, suggesting that a meritocracy should be the way that awards are determined, as opposed to diversity. So now he backed up his statements, but turns out Stephen King apparently thought that quality was more important than the color of somebody's skin or their gender or any nonsense like that. And he said he would never consider diversity in matters of art only quality. It seems to do otherwise would be wrong. Do you agree with Stephen King? Anyway, there was some backlash, and now Stephen King's being dubbed a racist. I won't read any quotes. I'll just continue on, as I'm not a fan of Stephen King. However, because I think Stephen King's got deep, deep emotional issues, and I don't like the writing. But in any case, overrated author Stephen King has really stepped into it with the social justice warriors as they eat another of their own. Let's talk about milk. Study coming out on SciTech Daily about how apparently the less fat that's in your milk, the longer your telomeres will be. And I don't know if you know what telomeres are, but you want long telomeres, folks. Old people have short ones. Young people have long ones. They get shorter as your cells replicate. And so it's sort of important. And this is an interesting study, as once again, this is very counterintuitive to the way I've been thinking about this sort of stuff. So feel free to read that article as well as the Wikipedia article about what telomeres are if you're not already aware. Thanks to our patrons, by the way. Consider becoming a patron if you haven't done so, as we've got a lot of activities to fund throughout the year this year. And it's getting more and more complicated as time goes on. Thanks, Smash Team. Please don't forget to share on your social media, leave a comment, press like and subscribe, and so on. We appreciate your patronage. By the way, we are on YouTube, BitChute, Minds, Twitter, Gab, and all kinds of other places like Facebook.com/smAshomash. But check out smAshomash.org especially and sign up for the forum. And thanks to our, last I checked, we were up to 54. I'll bet we're even above that already. Let's look at the colorized magnetogram as a bonus feature. There's the current image in fairly high res. to see pretty weak activity there. Not a lot of magnetic activity, not a lot of magnetic organization going on right now. Here's the view of the last 48 hours and 171 angstroms, my personal favorite. Remember, understand the distinction between your you-know-what and a hole in the ground. Realize that that shaking is the SDO calibrating itself to be in the center of the image. Stare at the sun. Don't drink, and if you drink, don't drive, and since it'll never be now again. May that... So, you get the idea.